Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome back to the Crack Pack. I'm hanging out on the ocean floor right now. I went ahead and made myself some scuba gear. I think it looks pretty cool. There's the rear view. I got my little tank and my helmet on, and that's the front view. I did put an enchantment on this one. I couldn't find water breathing. I figured since I'm so close to the ocean here that I would make part of my base underwater, and this will really come in handy. The problem that I noticed is that it still takes a really long time to mine anything. So there's no aqua affinity or whatever that is, but that's okay. It's not like I'm in a big hurry. No big deal. So we'll go inside here, and you have to turn the tank on and off. So if you forget to turn it off, you see in the lower left that number's counting down. It'll just drain until it's done. So remember to turn that on and off. Unfortunately, you cannot armor this like you can the jetpack. There are the other things I want to make. They go on your feet. I forget what they're called, but it's like uphill step assist, and I think it negates fall damage, kind of like long fall boots. So I've changed this room around a little bit. I did some testing in creative, and what I found out was that one hydrogen generator will power 6 electrolytic separators. So what I've got here, I've got an aqueous accumulator right here, a row of 6 electrolytic separators, this hydrogen generator on the bottom. The only thing it's powering are all of these electrolytic separators, and all the hydrogen is going out into these 5 hydrogen generators. It's 1 separator per generator, basically. And then all the power, I upgraded the cable. It's going over to the machines, and I'm gonna rearrange this area. I'm gonna make some thermal expansion machines so I can do tesseracts and hardened glass and stuff like that. I just hadn't gotten around to that, and I think this is a pretty stable power supply. I think it's about 1100 RF a tick, and it's totally maintenance free, and it doesn't consume anything other than the water down here. It's a closed system. The only thing I'll have to watch out for is I'm outputting the oxygen right now into these tanks so that I can charge my scuba tank. You can also put the scuba tank directly in the electrolytic separator. I think it goes in this slot. But what I'm going to have to watch out for is when the tanks fill up, the oxygen will back up and these won't work. So once these tanks are full, I'm going to have to turn off the output on the right side of this and just vent it into the atmosphere so the machines don't stop. So that's what I've done with those. I took all of those heat generators. There were 6. I made 2 more, and basically I put an energy cube, and then I put the energy output of each heat generator facing the energy cube. So there's now lava on 5 sides of each of the heat generators, which is plenty of power to run a pulverizer or a redstone furnace. It actually might be enough to run both at once, but I didn't want to run my conduit through the glass. So this is how I set it up. It's more for convenience than anything. What I'll probably do in the future is once I make more energy cubes or redstone energy cells, I'll probably put the energy cells where the pulverizer and powered furnace are just to charge, and then take them off when I need to take them somewhere to do something. So I want to do blood magic today. The main reason is because I can make stuff in the alchemic chemistry set. I always want to say alchemical. But I've got to make a blood altar and stuff before I can do that. It's pretty handy. So I need to get into that. And the thing about the blood altar is it's upgradable. There are 5 tiers, and I'm not an expert by any means. I really only know what I've done in Agrarian Skies, which I had to do to complete the quests. So I don't know where the final resting place of this thing is going to be. For now, I think I'll just make it, and I'll put it down right here since we have all our materials over here. And if we need to put water in the alchemic thing, we can do that. So let's make our blood altar. It's actually pretty cheap. I should have some diamonds around here. Maybe I'll make the furnace first. What am I missing? I didn't get enough smooth stone. There we go. Here's our blood altar. We'll just put it right there for now. I think it'll actually be enough room when we upgrade it to tier 2. You basically put the runes on the level below 8 around. And then after that, it starts taking up a lot more room. So we can't really do anything with this. We need to make the sacrificial knife. And we need to start putting our life essence in it. It really works handy with a potion of regeneration or something similar. I got potions of healing because the witch spawner gave them to me. So what I'll do is I'll drain my life essence in there, regen, and then do it again. I think you get 200 each time you prick yourself, and we need 2,000 to make our first blood orb. I think it's the weak blood orb, wherever it is. I don't know. We'll get it in a minute. So we're going to need a diamond for that. See, that's a 9. That'll be 12. 15. So let's go ahead and put this thing in here. And I needed to do something else while that was happening. Supposedly, if those particles turn any color besides red, that means it's not working as intended. There it is. There's our blood orb. So we got that, and we right click it and bind it to ourselves, and then we need to make this this guy right here. So I need to make a blank slate, and it tells you how much LP you need, which is good. What this will do, where did it go? What this will do is it'll tell us how much LP we have in our network, our personal network, and then how much is in the altar. So the extent that I got in Agrarian Skies, I think I only upgraded my altar to level 4. I got far enough to make the Well of Suffering and the regeneration thing, so that I put some witches in there, and it constantly generated life points for me. And then I got a bound sword in a reward bag, so then I could use that and the bound shovel and all that stuff. So this will give us a blank slate. I'm gonna have to make a bunch of these. You can automate this with item ducts or hoppers. But what you have to do is set your item duct with the whitelist so it like only pulls out the slate, because otherwise it'll pull out everything in there. We should get to that at some point, but it's going to be a little while. And I'm going to have to do a lot of this stuff on my own because, you only regenerate health so fast. And I'm going to have to put a lot of life points in there, make a lot of these slates, which, as you saw, took 1,000 life points a piece to make, until I can make, not ritual stones, the blood rune. So each blood rune takes 2 slates, and I need 8 of these to upgrade my altar to tier 2. So that's going to take a little while. But I think I can go ahead and make this thing since I have a blood orb now. So let's do that once we craft this divination thing. And I don't remember if I bound this to myself, so I'll do it again just to see. So if we right click in the air, we have 400 LP. The altar has 1600 and it's tier 1. Now it has 3400. Excellent. So I know with the hopper, probably with a chute also, you can put more than one thing in there. So let's do this. Let's make a hopper. If I have the materials, I should show you this as well. I've got a little wood farm up here, and it doesn't take any power. It's an autonomous, well, 2 autonomous activators and one of those lumber axes, and I'll show it to you in just a second. So let me pop this on here, throw these in. I don't want to put too many because I think it actually might use more LP than necessary. So I'm going to leave those there for a second. I'm going to go check the door because I just heard the doorbell, and I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. If you notice, those are all still smooth stone, which means it tried to make all 4, and there wasn't enough LP in there, so it didn't do it. So 1800 should have enough. 2000. All right, so we'll just put 2 in there this time. That should do it. So I'm going to have to do this every time I make something. I'm going to have to put life points in there. I don't have any animals here on the island, so I can't sacrifice them. Once I have an auto spawner, I could use villagers or something, but at that point, I'll just probably use the Well of Suffering, hopefully, if I can make it work. So you can see that's a draining. We'll go ahead and let these finish, and then I guess I could probably go ahead and craft the chemistry thing. See, that time it worked because we had enough LP in there to make both of them. So I'm going to have to do this 7 more times before I can do anything useful with this thing. Let's go ahead and make a... what's that thing called where you brew the potions? If I can find my blaze rods. What's it? Blaze rod and 3 cobblestone. And 2 obsidian, I think it was. That's around here somewhere. Yep, that's it. So I'm actually probably going to brew some potions, just because I'm going to need like potions of regeneration and stuff like that. It makes this go a lot faster. If I put my blood orb in here, if we look at our current LP, we have 400. That doesn't have any, but if you put your blood orb in the altar, it'll actually drain into the orb fairly slowly, but it does drain. So now I've got 600 in my orb there. So if I really wanted to set this up, I was hoping there was a recipe thing. Unfortunately, there's not, but I think I could probably brew potions in this thing. I'm gonna have to look up some recipes because I don't know what are in the configs for this mod pack that will actually, like, what it'll let you make versus what you have to find. Like if we want to make an egg, we can only make a bee product. Yeah, so I think leather was one of the ones you could make. Yeah, see, we can make leather. It's 3 zombie flesh, water, and flint. So stuff like that comes in handy. But I'm not really sure what we can make because there's no little recipe thing like there is for, say, the pulverizer or the powered furnace. So as I figure out what I need, I'll come over here, I'll look at the recipe and see if it's something I can make in there. If it is, great. If not, I may just have to go hunt it down. I wonder, just because, if you can make obsidian in that thing. Yes, you can. But if you're going to do it that way, I mean, you need diamonds to do this anyway, so I mean, you might as well do it this way. So the tree farm, let me show you this and I'll call it quits and then I'll work on blood magic in the meantime. This is perfect timing. It's not fast, whatever. It's not supposed to be. It's just a passive thing that happens whenever. So I've got the lumber axe in here. This is set to left click and first slot only, which doesn't matter since it's the only thing in it. There is a vacuum hopper here and there. They both run underground to this autonomous activator with a filter for saplings, and the saplings actually get planted every time that block goes away. A sapling gets planted. So what happens is when the tree grows, this redstone signal gets transmitted through the bottom log to this autonomous activator, which is set to work with a redstone signal. Then it chops it down in one shot. As the leaves despawn, the apples and saplings fall to the vacuum hoppers, and then everything gets sent through the item ducts. They go past this, and then they go underground. This is the red tube. It's kind of like if I drop something and the vacuum hoppers suck them up, they won't jam up the whole system. And then everything else goes into the barrels that we saw in the base. And I set it up yesterday, I think, and you know, those saplings I put in there to set the barrel type, but you know, 6 stacks of wood for like no work, no energy or anything. I mean, it's not bad. It's just something so like if I need wood, I don't have to go hunt down trees. I can just run in here and hey, there they are. So that's going to do it for this episode, I think. Like I said, I'm going to continue with this stuff and hopefully upgrade this thing to tier 2 and figure out what I can make in the chemistry set. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them down below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.